Now I'm going to talk about Sub-Zero's 2-2. The thing about Sub-Zero's 2-2 is it's a little different than 2-1. 2-2 I like to use in the neutral game, as in, trying to come in, ranges like this, because you can come in, and even if the ice sword hits, you can still, from its max range, you can still link in a freeze and still get the combo. When 2-2 hits, you can confirm it and go into a combo from there. It's got very good range, and it's very difficult to jump over. So in the neutral game, I like to use 2-2 a lot. And same thing off of a jump in. If a jump in, go ahead and block. Off a jump in, you can kind of confirm if 2-2 is hit and then go into the freeze. And you can also confirm if 2-2 is blocked and then go into the 4, which is the jump and punch gives you a little extra time to confirm whether it's hit or block and then either finish the string with 4 or freeze. You can also do this in the neutral game on the ground, but it's a little easier off the jump and punch. The thing about the 2-2, what's really good in the neutral game is not only do you have the ice sword, but it also protects your back, which 2-1 does not do. In other words, if you see this ice sword coming around Sub-Zero's back, if you watch some of my match videos, sometimes my opponent will actually jump over me, and the sword going behind me actually gives me a degree of protection to my back, which 2-1 doesn't do. So when you're in the neutral game, you approach with, unless it's, like I said, a low hitbox character, then obviously you wouldn't be using 2-2 at all, or even 2-1. But you come in with 2-2, and if you get a jump in situation, you also go with 2-2. Okay, go ahead and block. See, if they happen to block the 2-2, you can 2-2 and confirm and just clone if you want. You can, and if they respect the follow-up, or if you get the jump and blocked, you can down 4. You also have the option to finish a string and then clone, or finish a string and then slide. The thing about the 2-2-4 string is, unlike the 2-1-2, where if the opponent goes ahead and takes that step back and then zones and doesn't go through the clone because he gets pushed over, go ahead and block and then take a step back when the clone goes up. Whoops. Oops, try it again. Take a step back. If he were to go ahead and try to zone me there, because he took that step back as they traditionally normally do when clone comes up and they go ahead and zone, then you can go ahead and armor them right back into the clone still then. So you also have that option of 2-2-4 clone. The next thing you can do is, you have to understand that 2-2-4, go ahead and block. Now, if a character like Raiden goes ahead and blocks 2-2-4 clone, he can technically EX Superman through that and still punish Sub-Zero. But of course, you still have the threat of something like a slide or something like that to keep him in check. Or if he's waiting for the clone, a lot of times you can 2-2-4 and then block before he goes ahead and does, his EX Superman. The thing about this is there are a lot of characters in the game that really can't do anything at all when Sub-Zero does something like 2-2-4 clone. And those that can, almost all of them, besides maybe like 1 or 2, need meter to do something about it. So a lot of times, if a 2-2-4 clone or 2-2-4 slide, because they're waiting for that option, 2-2-4 clone or slide, because they're waiting for that ending. A lot of times you can 2-2-4 and then jump in and 2-2-4 again, and then put the clone up, or you can dash in and 2-2-4 again, or throw, or down 4, whatever you want to do. And some of you may be watching this and says, does that really work? But you can ask guys like Dark Rob, J360, Scoot McGee, Ryu48. Ryu48 obviously, someone you play who plays a low hitbox character. They'll all tell you this setup does work, because a lot of times, as long as you just slip it in, when they're worried about the slide or they're waiting for the clone, it allows you to dash in and down 3, down 4, 2-2, jump in again. It is pretty good, and it is practical as long as you know when to slip it in. The thing about 2-2-4 that I like is, you have the option of, 2-2, then clone, or 2-2, then jump over or poke again. Or you have the option of 2-2-4, so they have to respect the last hit. You also have the option of 2-2-4, clone, or special. So you have several options involving several hits there, which is what makes the string so good.